I remember being so impressed when I was in college with a English professor that I had. We were studying Shakespeare. And you know, in Shakespeare, people appear sometimes and you don't know who they are. You know, they could be in rags, but they're really a prince. And what the professor said was that when you study Shakespeare and someone new comes in, ask yourself the question, who would speak in a voice like this? If they're speaking in high, elegant tones, then you know that they are a king or a prince or some royalty, because that was the device that, that Shakespeare used to convey that personality. You can use that in reverse. If you want to have people know, whether a negotiation or in a court hearing, or making an argument to a judge, that you are sincere, honest, you're trying to, let's deal with oral argument, you're trying to assist the court. You are very professorial, and you will always protect the court, and it's your personal code that, that yes, you have a client to represent, but you will not ask the court to rule in something in your favor on a particular matter where there's not an adequate record and it's not well founded in the law or a change that you recommend. You want to use words and act in a demeanor that makes you look as such. If you come across saying, oh, the other side doesn't know what they're talking about, this is a specious argument, you make all these ad hominem attacks, it's not helpful to you. Very often in a case, both sides are rascals. Or good people. But there's very, very different views of what went on. I had a case when I was a first associate. I worked second chair, and involved an architect that was suing for his architectural fees. And the night and day arguments on both sides as to what was really going on. And both sides were reasonably credible. We had the documentary evidence, however, that was from 5 years ago, wherever it was, and lots of exchanges of correspondence, and the case could be decided on that. So the partner who was arguing the case did not disparage the other side, and lawyers forget that. You know, if you're making fun of the other side, they view you just as a mean-spirited person, or they will discount what you say. But if you say to them, the plaintiff, or the defendant in this case, the defendant is a good man, good woman, they mean well, and I believe that they thought that that's what the facts were. The one thing that you do have, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is these documents, and the documents don't change. You can look for yourself. People may wish that they had said something different. They may have recalled that they said something different. And my client might even think that they said more than they do, but they're right there. And that you can rely on, and that is hard evidence that everyone understands hasn't changed. That way, you've made yourself a good person. And particularly if you're saying that in contradistinction to a very hard approach on the other side, you come across the hero. We actually got more money than we'd asked for in our ad damnum in that case.